All right, so welcome everybody. Let's just start off now. Let's begin seated, tall and straight. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you are everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses and be nourished through our bodies. May we acquire a strong desire for liberation, and may we cherish no ill feelings against one another. So now let's start off with mantra for purification in order to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you know it, you may chant along. If you don't, just think of the intention of purifying, the intention of purifying, and you derive all the benefits. Om pavitraha pavitrava salva vashtanga topiwa yaha smarit pandrikaksham sabahya byantraha sji. Om pavitraha pavitrava salva vashtanga topiwa yaha smarit pandrikaksham sabahya byantraha sji. Om pavitraha pavitrava salva vashtanga topiwa yaha smarit pandrikaksham sabahya byantraha sji. So let's come to standing. So we're going to start off with a pretty thorough warm-up, because I find that for doing deep back bends, it's very beneficial to warm up every part of the body. We use not only the back for the back bends, we use the thighs, the shoulders, and the core. So we have to work everything. All right, so we're going to go through a fairly intensive thorough warm up, and we'll incorporate some breathing in also in order to aerate the lungs, oxygenate the blood, and to generate some heat to further promote some suppleness in the body. But first, let's start off with charged breathing. So stand with your feet about 10 inches apart. Bring the arms up over the head. Inhale from the soles of feet. Breathe all the way up through the body to the fingertips. Watch the energy rise up through the body. Now hold the breath at the fingertips. Hold the attention there. Exhale all the way back down to the soles of the feet. Inhale, visualize the Earth's energy moving right up through the body. Holding it at the fingertips, hold the breath. Exhale all the way back down. Last time, feel the energy rising up through the body, charging it up. Suspend the breath, hold, bring the attention to the fingertips. Exhale all the way back down. and release the arms. So now let's start by warming up the neck. Just roll the head in circles. Watch the body moving by itself with gracefulness, with ease. And switch the direction. Shoulders down away from the ears. Good. Now from here, we're going to incorporate, combine exercises with breathing techniques. Okay, so inhale, breathe in, exhale, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. One more, up, down. Inhale, extend the arms straight up over the head. Exhale, pull down forcibly. Good. Now inhale, the arms out forward in front. Exhale, retract. Now we're going to swing the arms back and forth. Try to get the arms behind the ears, just easy swings, so just loosen the shoulders. And release. Now cross the arms over the chest. Exhale, throw the arms back. Alternate the cross each time. One arm over the other and then switch. And conclude. Next one. Bring the arms up over the head. On the exhale, we're going to come into a squat. Just go down to the level you can. If you can only go down halfway, it's okay. Move according to your condition. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come into a squat. Last one. And coming back up. Keep the arms up over the head. Inhale, reach up here. Exhale, just throw the body down. One more and just stay down. Just allow your body to stop shaking and bouncing. And then roll your way back up slowly. Now from here, bring the elbows out to the side at the height of the shoulders. So we're doing Kapalabhati as we twist from side to side. So breathe out as you complete the twist on each side. Conclude. Good. Next one has 4 movements, also again a squat, so come down to the height you need. So as you inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, straight back up. Exhale, swing down. All right, let's try it together. Don't worry if you don't get it perfect, just try your best. One more. Good. And now we're going to, I'll just do it sideways, you can see. Going to extend the arms as the exhale position, starting position. Inhale, circle around backwards, right to the front. Exhale, pull in and punch right back out. Let's go. And drop the arms by the sides. The next one's very similar, except we're starting down by the sides of the body, and we go a circle in the core. So inhale, circle all the way around to the front. Exhale, pull in, and drop the arms down right away. Let's try it. And release. Next one, side bends. Take your feet a little bit wider so your toes are beyond the edges of the mat. Left arm up, inhale. Exhale, bend. Right arm up, inhale. Bend to left and continue. Last set, and come back to the center. Next one, very similar, except we're holding on the holding the breath on the lean. So inhale, reach up with the left arm, hold the breath as you lean to the right. Exhale, come back. Inhale, reach the right arm up, and hold as you go deeper into the bend. And release. Reach up on the inhale. Try to lengthen the whole left side of the body. Try not to create wrinkles in the right side. Exhale, come back up. Right arm up. And hold as you go deeper. And release. Move according to your condition. Going deeper with each pass, perhaps. Imagine you had weights attached to your fingers and they're pulling you down deeper into the stretch. Move gracefully like grass rolling in the wind. Good. Try to get lots of length through the left side of the body without shortening the right side. Same on the other side. Use the breath to carry you deeper into the pose. To get long on the inhale. And then you just keep pressing into your leg. See if you can go a little bit deeper on the breath retention. One more on each side. Beautiful. And release. So now we're going to come down into a squat. Place your hands down and lift the heels. So you're pushing into with your toes. If you need to stay on your fingertips, okay. Okay, so otherwise you can have your hands flat. On the inhale, we're just going to lift the seat. Exhale, drop it back down. Keep your heels up. One more. Good. And place your heels down, open them up a little bit wider. And then place the left hand just underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, raise the right arm up, turn the chest to the right. Exhale, swing the arm through to the left, underneath the left arm. Reach up, inhale, exhale, go to the left. Continue. And then switch sides. Right hand underneath the left shoulder, left arm lifts up, squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale as you pass the arm underneath, feel the shoulder blades separating from one another. Turn your focus inwards. Try to see the shoulder blades moving like the wings of the heart. One more. And release. Now we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. For cat-cow. So really work your core muscles here, fire them up. Inhale. Stretch the belly skin, arch the back, exhale. Round the back, put your heart up between the shoulder blades, the belly up, the belly button up into the lower back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, open up the chest, exhale. Round the back, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Try not to create wrinkles in the lower back and the back of the neck. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Good. Come back to flat back. Raise your right leg up. And as you exhale, just swing it out to the right. So just easy swings here.
Muzika nie pociął. Co nezanka nie pociął? Moje ćwierćbaju.
And switch sides, go to the other side. Bring the left leg up and then go ahead. And conclude. Come to child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften everything. I'm going to slide forward onto the belly. So rest on your belly. Going to work the upper back muscles. Join the hands behind the back. If it's too much to join your hands behind your back, you can keep your hands apart. Okay, so if we can get the hands together, shoulder blades come towards another. Inhale, we're going to lift the chest up off the ground. Exhale, back down. Up, down. Up, down. Keep the lower body anchored down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Two more. Up, down, up, and down. Relax. Drop the arms by the side. Breathe in. Exhale. Relax. Next one. I'll demonstrate a few options here, okay? So this one might not be for everyone. So we're going to take the arms in front. We're going to throw the legs up, and as the leg comes down, we use the momentum and the action of the legs coming down to bring the body up. So it looks like this. Okay, so try not to use your hands. You're going to stop the movement. If it's too much, you can bring your hands by the sides or underneath your thighs, palms down, and then just lift your legs up. Okay, let's do this 10 times on your own. Push with the hips. And once you've done your 10, relax. Good stuff. Awesome. Forehead on the hands, breathe in. Breathe out. Now, hands underneath the shoulders. Come up into table, all the way back into child's pose. So the next sequence has 4 movements. I'll demonstrate first. Inhale, coming up into high cat, rounding your back. Exhale, drop your hips to your hands. Bhujangasana, chest forward, head back. Inhale, come back into high cat. Exhale, child's pose. Okay? So inhale up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, cat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, up. Forward. Exhale, back up. Inhale. Exhale, back, child's pose. Up. Forward, the chest. Back up. Press the heart between the shoulder blades and back down. And up. Forward. Up. Move gracefully and back. Move fluidly. Up. And forward. Up. And back. And up. Round your back. Arch your back. Rounding again. Flatten and lengthen. And up. Forward. Up. And back. Lose yourself in the sensations. Up. Forward. Up. And back. Let's go for 2 more. Up. Forward. Open up the throat. Up. Stretch the back of the neck. And back. And up. Forward. Up. And back. Rest and stay in child's pose for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we're going to come onto our bellies again. So we're going to stretch out the quads. See if you can pick up the right foot and press it down alongside the hip. If you have more flexibility, you can turn your hand onto the toes, so your fingers are wrapping around the toes. You can push into your left hand if you like, lift the elbow up, and you might be able to get your foot further down. Okay, so go ahead and just extend through the back knee. Just try to lengthen the quad as much as possible. Just do according to condition. If it's more up here, then that's okay. Just feel a stretch in the front of the thigh, in the thigh. And release. Try it on the other side now. So pick up the left foot. Again, your fingers can face towards the knee or spin your hand around. Heel your palm pressing into the toes and fingers wrapped around the toes, and push the foot down alongside the left hip. Come up higher if you need to. Lift the elbow up off the mat to give you a little bit more traction. Extend the left knee back. So feel lengthening all through the front of the front hip and right down to the knee. And release. Next one, we're going to try both feet at the same time. So lift both feet up, Danirasana, full frog pose. Okay, so again, choose your position with your hands, your fingers facing back, or so you can turn your hands around and wrap around the toes. If you can, lift your chest a little bit. Pull your knees back. Again, always according to your condition. And release. Take a moment to rest bring your head down, breathe in, breathe out. Good. From here, so we're going to do, some of you might be able to do this, some of you might have to come into Danirasana. Okay, so if you can turn your left foot out to the side, lift up, and see if you can hook your foot in the arm. Lift the knee up first to make it easier. And then keep holding it in place. See if you can get your other foot. So you hook your toes around the arms. If it's too much, you just take hold of your ankles like this. Okay, and you just try to pull your feet towards your shoulders. You can even modify by rolling on one side. Okay, so lots of different things you can do. Right, if you have your feet in the crooks of your elbows, push the toes into the arms. See See if you can pull the feet forward so that you're stretching the front of the body more, right down to the knees, and your toes might come over your shoulders. Good. Feel stretch all along the front of the body. And then lower the knees down a little bit. See if you can press your fingertips on either side of the chest. If you push into the fingertips, you might be able to get your chest up. This is like a bound cobra. Okay, so it might look more like this for some people. You might have your chest lower to the ground. It's okay, again. Do according to your condition. That's it. Beautiful. And release here. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften everything. Shake out the hips a little bit, move them from side to side. All right, now Danirasana, going up and down here. So you take hold of the ankles. Inhale. So you can maybe just lift the chest if you need to. If you're having trouble grabbing both feet, you can even just do one side. Okay? Otherwise, if you have your ankles, press the base of toes, inhale. So you can lift your thighs up off the mats and come back down. And up, push the feet away from the seat, push the chest forward and down. And up, and down, and up, and down. Each time maybe come up higher. Watch your body moving, and down, and up, down. Watch, imagine your body moving with grace and ease, and this may transpire in your movements. Down. One more. Up and down. And rest. Let go of your feet. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, just shake your hips from side to side a little bit. Good. Now carrying a little bit further. So, first option is to take your feet and just roll back and forth onto your belly. If you have more flexibility, you can hold closer to the knees and then roll. If you have less so, you can just lie on your side and then just push your feet down away from your shoulders and back up. Squeeze the heels towards the buttocks, the seat, and then push them down. So different options here. Okay, so go ahead. Let's roll. Rock. If you need to stop earlier, it's all good. And release. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften everything. Good. Again, breathe into all areas of the back, all areas that feel tight. Exhale. Release. Okay, so now come to seated position. So the next one, we're going to creep forward into Cobra, hold it, and then return on the exhale. So it looks like this. If you can approach it from gliding on your belly, it would look like this. So inhale, glide between your arms, hold your Cobra for a moment. Exhale back. So you're holding the breath as you come into full expression of the Cobra. If it's easier to come from above, you can do this. So inhale, come forward, drop the hips, hold Cobra, and back. All right, so do whichever version you like. Inhale, come forward, take the shoulders back, head over the seat. Exhale, return. Imagine you're in a body snake. Creep forward through the grass. Come up and back. Use your arms. Pull the floor towards you. Propel yourself with power into the pose. And back. Imagine having the boundless range of motion of the serpent. Come up gracefully. Head back. Shoulders down and back. Make sure you don't jam up the neck. Glide. Brush the nose to the ground. Come forward gracefully. If you want, you can bring your feet up. Try to touch your head. And back. So if you're doing that version, open up your legs a little bit more. Inhale, come up. Bend your legs. Bring the toes towards the head. And back. These are all options, remember. And come forward. Bring the head back. And back. Glide smoothly. And again, come up. Open up the front of the body. Stretch from the toes right up to the top of the head. And back. On the exhale, one last time. Lose yourself in the sensations. Come up. And back. And just stay in child's pose again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften. Remove all fatigue. All struggles. And now come back up to seated position. So in our back bends, we use a lot of our thighs sometimes in some of these postures. So we're just going to strengthen our thighs a little bit. So stand on your knees, your legs about hip width apart, anchor down through the shins and the tops of the feet. So there's a few different options depending on how strong you are. You can keep your arms crossed on the chest. You can hand your hands on the hip, on the seat. These are the easier versions. If you're stronger, you can take your elbows out to the side or straight up. So we're not going to back bend, we're just going to lean back. So we just did, just do this one for instance. Roll the thighs inwards, imagine you're flattening them out. And then come down as far as you can, and then come back up. So inhale, hold as you come down, hover, and come back up. Each time you can go a little bit lower, okay? So if you're stronger, come down flatter. Try not to let anything that touches the fingers touch the ground. Come back up. Really push down into your shins, roll the thighs inwards, engage your thighs. And back. And just come down according to your comfort level. You don't have to go down all the way, of course. Okay, hands on the seats, always an option. Let's try two more. Good. Be flat like a board. Stiff like a board. And one last time. Good. Now from here, rest in child's pose again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften. Just allow shoulder blades to fall away from one another. Now come forward onto the belly. Roll onto your back. Okay. These might wonder why we're doing these. They're not really back bends, but they still help to train to just engage different muscles of the body that we need for the back bend. So as you inhale, extend the arms and the legs. Exhale, tug. Squeeze the thighs to the chest, chin to the knees. Inhale, extend out again, stretch so much the chest might come up off the ground. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, exhale, tuck. Inhale, again, powerful movements. Exhale. Inhale. Imagine you're pushing all the air out of the body with the knees, thighs. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale. Exhale, tuck. Last one, inhale. Exhale, tuck. Next variation, inhale, stretch the arms and legs again. Hold the breath as you tuck. Pull the knees right in towards the chest, chin to the knees or forehead to the knees. Release on the exhale. Inhale again, lengthen. Stretch the arms over the head. Hold the breath as you tuck. Make yourself as compact as possible. Exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen. Feel the navel coming in and hollowing out, lengthening. Hold the breath as you tuck. Press the lower back into the mat. Release. Inhale, stretch and tuck. Hold the breath. Release. Inhale, hold and tuck. Exhale. Inhale, stretch as much as you can. And then hold the breath as you tuck. Pull the shoulders up off the mat a little bit if you need to get your chin to the knees. Release. 2 more. Inhale, stretch, push up through the heels, reach out through the fingertips, and tuck. Release. Last time. Inhale. And stretch. Tuck. Hold the breath. And release. Just lie in Shavasana for a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Feel all the tension and the effort drop out of the body. Relax completely. All right, now last ground exercise. So demonstrate, we're going to roll in the Halasana, come into seated position into Tanasana. So we reach the arms over the head, bring the legs over the head to the extent that you can. You don't have to bring your feet all the way over your head. And then bring your legs down. Ideally, you start to sit up when the heels are down already. Lift up and drape yourself over the body. You can bend your knees if you need to. Okay, so if you need your momentum to come to seated position, all good. Do according to what you're able to. Let's try it 8 times. Try to make the movements as fluid as possible. No jerky, awkward motions. Nice and smooth. Watch the body in your mind. Imagine it moving with fluidity and grace. And this may transpire in your movements. Keep your legs close to the body as you bring them down. All these movements are helpful in all these different transitions that we do from one pose to the other. After your 8th one, the next time after that, see if you can roll right up to standing. Bring your legs over the head, bend your knees, plant your feet, and then come right up to standing. Good. All right. We'll do a few rounds of sun salutations to further warm up the body. Okay, so bring the hands in front of the heart. Close the eyes for a moment. Remember that better than practice and even better than meditation is to renounce the fruits of our actions. So let's practice with the intent of offering up everything to something higher and greater than just the satisfaction of our own desires and needs. Make this a divine duty to all beings. Let's move together as one like a school of fish. Reach the arms up over the head. Come forward and down into a forward bend, chest on the thighs, hands flat on the ground. Right foot back into lunge. Lower the knee down, sink down through the seat. Good. Come into high plank. Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, forehead down. Pull yourself right through into Cobra. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Melt the heart between the shoulder blades. Then the right foot steps forward to the hands. Softly. Feet together. Chest to the thighs, head down. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up and back. And return the hands to the heart. Extend the arms up. Go down. Bow to the legs. Left foot back into lunge. Into the plank. Immediately lower the knees, chest and forehead down. Brush your nose to the ground, come forward into the Cobra. Feel as though you're doing a dance. All the movements done gracefully. The transition's seamless. Left foot forward. If it doesn't make it all the way there, just use your left hand. Bring the right knee down. Into feet together, Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing. Press the hips forward, lengthen the whole front of the body. And return to Hanumanasana. Arms up over the head. Go down. Bow to the legs. Right foot back into a lunge. Sink down to the seat. Beautiful. Into the plank. Lower down. Glide forward. Reflect humbleness and surrender in all your movements. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Right foot steps forward to the hands. Sink down through the seat. Lift the head. Feet together. Bow to the legs. Come all the way up. Stretch the whole front of the body. Take the arms over the head. Hanumanasana. And again, arch back. Try not to create folds in the lower back or the back of the neck. Come down gracefully. Left foot back. Shoulders back. Come into plank. Lower down. Ashtanga Namaskara. And come forward and up into the Cobra. Adho Mukha Savasana. Melt the heart. Left foot steps forward, sink down through the seat. Feet together, chest to the thighs, bow down again, humbly. Come right up. Hands back to the heart. Let's add on. Arch back, reach the arms over the head, hips forward, chest high. Come down. Now bend the knees so you can bring your chest on your thighs. Join the hands behind the back. Inhale, push the chest and the head forward. Exhale, use the body to push the legs further back. The head comes down towards the feet. Uttanasana. Pull the arms over the head. Then bring your arms back down. Hands up beside the feet, the right foot back. Lower the knee down. Bring the arms up. Asana. Reach the arms up. And bring the hands back down. Step back into high plank. Lower down, Ashtanga Namaskara. Come forward and up into the Cobra. And back, smoothly into downward facing dog. Right foot immediately steps forward, very quietly, like you don't want to disturb the witness who's watching. Asana, bring the arms up. Feel like you're pulling the body up out of the hips. And bring the hands back down. Step the feet back together. Again, bend the knees, chest on your thighs. Extend the arms back behind you. Exhale, pull the arms over the head. Uttanasana. Release the arms, bring them back down onto the back and up in front. Over the head, arch back. Return home. Once more. Arms up over the head, stretch. Come down. Chest on the thighs, bend the knees. Hands behind the back, extend. Imagine trying to get your chest beyond the knees. The head comes down, forehead to the shins if your legs are straight. Then release the hands down beside the feet. Left foot back. Lower the knee down. Raise your arms over the head. Asana. Make every pose look like an offering and feel like an offering. Hands down, back into high plank. Knees, chest, forehead down. Glide right through into your Cobra. And downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands, sink down to the seat. Reach the arms up over the head. And bring the hands back down. Step the feet back together again. Chest on the thighs, arms behind the back, extend, shoulders pull back. Exhale, dive deep. Uttanasana. Release the hands, pull them back down and forward and up. Arch back, hips forward. And then back home. So one more variation. Reach the arms up over the head. Come down gracefully and smoothly. Bring the right foot back, lower the knee down. Arms up, and then circle down. Allow the head to fall back. And then plant the hands. Push into your left toes and swing the left leg all the way up into one-legged downward facing dog. That's it. Come forward into plank, shoulders over the wrists, lower down the chest first if you can to the ground. If you need to, you lower your knee down first. And then the left foot comes down, complete your Cobra pose. Back into downward facing dog. As you bring the seat back, lift the right leg all the way up and back. And then bring the foot all the way forward to the hands. Control the descent so the foot doesn't land heavily. Bring the seat close to the front heel, lift the arms up, and circle them all the way down. Allow the head to go back. Bring your hands back in front and beside your feet. Left foot meets the right. Fold the body in towards the leg. Come all the way up. Press the hips forward. Stretch the whole front of the body. Come back home. Hanumanasana. One last time. Keep watching the body moving. Bury your mind deep in the heart, and the body will move even more. Steadiness in ease. Gracefully come down. Left foot back. Lower the knee down. Sink down to the seat. Arms up over the head. Circle down. Allow the head to fall back. And then plant your hands beside the foot. Bend the toes under on the left foot. Swing the right leg all the way back into one leg downward facing dog. Then come forward into plank. Flatten out your body. Bend the elbows and bring your chest down to the ground first. And then toes come down. Right up into the Cobra. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Raise the left leg up and back smoothly. That's it. And step the foot between your hands quietly. Back knee down, sink down to the seat. Circle the arms up and continue to circle the arms down as they come back behind you. Plant your hands and slide your right foot forward to meet the left. Pull the body in towards the legs. Come all the way up to standing. Hips forward, arch the back. And bring your hands back to the heart. Take a moment here. Inhale. Exhale. Let go of all expectations and all attachments to the results. Just do the practice because it must be done. It's like your divine duty. And release. Good. So now we're going to start. Everybody feeling warm now? Good. All right, so now we're going to go into easy Chakrasana. So we're just going to work progressively. So a lot of these poses are very similar to one another. Easy Chakrasana is very much like even like a Cobra, but you're doing it from upright or an upward facing dog. So lots of different, when you draw similarities between each pose, sometimes it helps you, if you can't do one pose, just see if you can flip it around, see what other pose is similar to, and sometimes it'll help you to get into the pose. If you know how to get into one pose, chances are you might have an easier time with this one, with the one you're trying to do. So stand your feet a little bit further apart, toes facing beyond the edges of the mat. So I like to bend the knees a little bit like you're riding on a horse, your knees over the toes. Place your hands on the seat and then push this hand into the seat, pull down, and as you do this, you lift your hips a little bit, roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. So you're engaging your legs, your muscles below and above the knee. Allow your head to drop back. Now if you feel comfortable, you would walk one hand down at a time. You can maybe grip just below the knees. And then just turn your legs. So use your hands to rotate your thighs outwards so the thumbs come further in between your knees. And your shins roll inwards to stay strong. If you're more flexible, keep walking down. Perhaps some of you might be able to get right to the heels eventually. Okay, so keep your hips forward. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Try to straighten out your legs. That's the idea. All right. And now start to make your way back up. One hand at a time, crawling back up the legs. So back on your knees, back onto your seat. Push into seat, pull down at the same time, and come back up. So to use, your hands are very useful in these poses. So you place your hands on a seat and you push into the seat and you pull down at the same time. The idea is to try to imagine you're trying to pull the body up out of the hips to create more space. Okay, so that's the idea. And then you push your hips forward, engage your legs, and then your legs straighten, and then you'll might have a little bit more stability in the pose. That's the idea. Good. And yes, beautiful. And then come back up. Push into your seat and roll back up to standing. All right. So all these in my back bends, I like to picture the spine as just like a thread. And you don't want to create any folds or knots in the thread, right? You want to keep the thread nice and long without any kinks or anything. So you imagine that as your spine. So using your hands a lot and like just a visualization of just trying to draw yourself up out of your hips. So imagine you're trying to pull the tail down and under. So your spine's curved, right? It's like it goes in the lower back. So just imagine you're tucking the tail under and then you're lifting everything from the rib basket up. So you create more space here in the lower back. So you drop the tailbone and you lift. And so you just try to visualize this in all your poses, like even if you're doing a Cobra or an upward facing dog. So let's give that a try in your, I'll just demonstrate a way of getting into Cobra. So like starting from child's pose, pull the body forward, anchor down through the front of the hips, and then start to imagine you're trying to pull the body forward. Bring the chest as far forward away from the seat, and then come up. So don't do it abruptly, so you create a big fold in your back. Do it gradually, and try to feel that thread, your spine, just lengthening and coming into a nice long curve. Okay, so give that a try. Just smoothly, just picture all the curves in your back, just staying long as possible. Extend those curves. Good. Nice. That's it. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, and then come back down, relax. All right. So we're going to work on King Cobra now. So King Cobra, if you have a wheel, sometimes it helps to have the wheel pushing into the front of the body. So demonstrate with the wheel. If you happen to have a wheel, you can use it as a tool. If not, then I'll show you how to do it with how to work on it with your fingers. All right, so where's my wheel? Okay, so you take your wheel in front of the body. You rest, your wheel sits sort of in between the bottom of the rib cage and the bottom of the wheel is sort of mid-thigh, depending on your body, of course. Okay, so you just place your body against the wheel, push your hands into the wheel, and push into your wheel. As you push into your wheel, you just imagine again, you're drawing your body up on the wheel, and then you just allow your hips to sink down towards the ground. Keep your hands on the wheels steady. You can't see my legs, so I'm going to move forward a little bit. Okay, so you push into the wheel, and you just keep on raising your chest up as you allow your hips to sink down. And if you push into your wheel, open up your knees, bring your feet up. Imagine you're holding socks behind your knees. And then see if you can point your toes. Think about height, get your head as high as possible, then bring it back. So that's one way to use a wheel to do this, okay? If you don't have a wheel, just bring your fingertips right beside your hips as close as possible. And then really push into your fingertips. Get your body up nice and long and high. Try to get your head up as high as possible. Think again in the spine extension. Bring your head back and then just visualize the toes connecting to the head. Beautiful, Georgia. Nice. Nice, Jessica. Good. Soften your shoulders a little bit. Really point the toes. Squeeze those knees towards the thighs. That's it, Nirviro. Good. Awesome. Nice. All right. Good, Kyung. Try to lower your hips a little bit, Kyung. Okay, so try not to. That's it. And then just think about getting a little bit higher. Try to get your shoulders up, your chest up a little bit higher still. That's it. Point your toes. Good. And then release. All right. So for your toes, imagine you're forming a fist with your toes. You're trying to curl your toes in towards a heel. And you want to imagine holding a sock behind your knee. So you're really squeezing in. Okay, if you want to do it against the wall, you would place your shins against, let's see, you can see here. Just imagine them on the flat on the ground. You place your shins against the wall. You bring your hands on either side of the body, and you just try to bring your head towards the foot. Okay, so you can try that as well. Bring your shins against the wall. So different things, different techniques. Okay, so you would be on the ground. So I just demonstrate because you can't see, but basically your shins, you'd be in your Cobra position, your shins against the wall, and then you just try to walk your hands in as close as possible. Push into the fingertips. Come into strong finger stand. And then bring your head up. Bring your chest up. Imagine trying to get your chest to touch the ceiling. And now your head to drop back. That's it. Good, Alfonsina. Good. That's it. Beautiful. Now pull the shoulders back a little bit. Open up your shoulders, allow the shoulders to fall back, and you're almost there. Yeah, nice. Good. Beautiful, Sanja. Really nice. Lower your seat a little bit more. Try to bring your seat towards the front heel. There you go. You just gained a couple of inches there, right there. Good. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. You did it. There you are. And release. Good. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. That's it, Romilda. Try to bring your hands a little bit closer, okay? And just try to think of height. Try to get your shoulders over your hips. You're just trying to visualize what you look like in your mind. So if you have your shoulders over your hips, you'll be able to, come into a little bit easier. So I'm going to show a variation. Some of you already have the King Cobra, are very close. I'll show other variations from there. Okay, so you might want to roll up your pants above your knee a little bit. So again, your legs are spread. Press into your fingertips. Remember, try to get your shoulders over the hips. Walk your hands as close as possible. Bend your elbows. Push into the fingertips. Bring your head all the way up, chest up. Then when you take your feet up, again, you flex your toes. Keep one hand in front and reach back with one hand. Hold the shin. And once you have a good grip, you can take the other shin. And then it'll be easier to keep your head and your feet connected together. More flexible, try to bring your toes underneath your head. So you have to lift your head a little bit and press the back of the head on the tops of the toes. Okay, so you can give that a try if you like. That's one hand this one. Stay strong on your fingertips. That's it. Now you might be able to do this even if you don't have a full King Cobra. So keep one strong through one hand so you can take the other hand up. Open your knees a little bit more to make it come a little bit closer to you. That's it, Oliver. Nice. Good. That's it, Alfonsina. Good. Bring your hands a little bit closer, Kyung, to your hips. getting close. Point your toes up. Squeeze your toes in towards the roots of your toes. That's it. Yes. Good. All right. And okay, so Miro, awesome. Okay, good. Break the pose. That's it, Georgia. Good, you got it. Beautiful. And relax. Come down gently. So try to come out of these poses. Try not to fly out of the poses. Come down mindfully. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, moving on. So we're going to go into pigeon variations. Actually, let's do Kapiyasana first. Okay, so lots of different things we can do in Kapiyasana. We're going to start with the left foot forward. I'll just demonstrate different levels here. Okay, so you just, first thing, you try to get your seat close to the front heel as much as possible. Allow your seat to sink down. Then take your hands to the seat again. Push down into the seat and pull down at the same time and lift the rib basket up. And then see if you can just imagine you're folding the back in half of the spine, but you keep on raising the chest up, bring the head back. Right? Your seat stays low. You can do your regular Kapiyasana if you like. Keep the arms close to the head and just reach back. Imagine your arms are pulling your body further by the hips and then sink into the seat so you get low and steady. If you want to take other variations, fingertips beside your hips, bring the back foot to the head. All right, you want to go further, you can even take the foot, push into your fingertips and lean back. Apply pressure in your foot so you can lower it down gently. And then again, bring your seat far forward. If you have to stay back here, all good. Okay, so you take your foot and you slowly extend your arms. Keep imagining your spine is going long. And then you sink your seat forward. Okay, so you sort of imagine that you're elastic. You're made of elastic. So you just keep on imagining you're stretching your body. Okay, so just all these visualizations I find help me. Just think of the pose you're trying to attain and just imagine your body just stretching and conforming to come into that pose. Good. Make sure the seat is close to the front heel. That's it. That's it. Nice and steady, Georgia. Good. Keep pressing your foot into the hand. That's it. Close. Very close. Good. All right. Make sure you change sides. Okay, so do it on both sides. That's it. Just imagine your fingertips coming all the way to the ground, your arms stretching right to the ground. And this will get you to pull. That's it. Nice and easy, Georgia. Keep the hips forward. You got it. You almost got it. Just keep going. Lift your seat. Just lift your hips a little bit as you get closer to the ground, okay, so you don't fall back forward. You can lift your hips and you can come up and then you can just sink your seat forward again. Okay, so just go with your body and then you can settle back down. Okay, so that's it, Kyung. That's it. Bring your seat all the way forward. Imagine trying to touch your the seat to the front heel. That's it, Sandra. Good. Yeah, you got it. Almost. Okay, so, all right. And come back. So if you've done both sides, just come to child's pose, so I know. Squeeze the heels of the palms together. So if you have your palms open a little bit, it tends to make your elbows bend out a little bit. So squeeze the heels of your palms together if you can, and you'll keep the arms straighter, and just keep pulling. You pull the arms back. Okay, so that's the idea. There you go. Beautiful. Almost got it. Good. So, Oliva in your group, just if you're going back, if you're trying to get your hand to the foot, just you can lift your seat a little bit. You can raise your seat so you can come all the way back. And then you would bring your seat back down. So you don't have to keep your seat down the whole time. That's how you lose your balance. So as you're coming back, you have to push into your fingertips, lift your seat up so you can bring your hands, and then you keep pulling onto your foot, keep stretching out your arms, and then bring your seat forward. Okay? Then you'll have more control when you go down. All right, so let's rest for a moment in child's. Okay, so that's the way you approach that one. That's the idea. And rest. We're going to come back up. Now, if you can do this, things like if you can remember to keep your seat low, this is what helps you to stabilize. So from here, let's do the swan, right? So if you bring, let's come on. I'll do the left foot first. Bring your knee to help you a little bit. Bring your knee a little bit further out to the right, to the edge of the mat, so it's a little bit more in front of the body. And bring the foot up, and you can either hold the foot here and just work on getting your foot closer to the shoulder. Once your foot is close to the shoulder, you just press the toes into the inner arm. Keep the fingers close to the ear, and bring the left arm up. Lock the fingers together, and then you start to push the fingers into the inner arm. So you try to create a nice smooth curve, like the swan's neck. So no sharp angles from the elbows. Okay, so just push your foot back, and then you start to turn your chest forward. Think again about drawing your body out of the hips and trying to keep both sides of the body without wrinkles. Okay, let's give that a try. That's it, Oliva. Good. Nice. Turn your chest forward. That's it. Now push the foot into the arm, Georgia. Try to get your left arm to go back a little bit. So right now it's bent quite a bit. You just try to open up the arm a little bit. So you press your toes into the arm to make the arm go back and flatten out. And then you'll have that nice line as opposed to this. Okay, so think of a swan's neck. Just try to get the nice smooth curves. That's it. That's the idea. Keep your seat low. Good, Alfonsina. Nice. All right, remember to do it on the other side. Switch legs. Elena, that's exactly the way you work it. Okay, so then you can, once you have the foot, you can bring the right arm up and then just stay there. It's still a nice shape. And then just see if you can get your toes. You have to lean towards the foot a little bit. Get your foot close to the shoulder. Good. And then turn your lower arm up so your fingers are close to the ear. That's, you want to point your fingers up towards the head so that when your hand comes around, the other hand finds the, so if your arm is like kind of like this, it's going to be difficult. So bring your hand up close to the ear, and then your arm doesn't have far to go. Your hand's right there. Okay? Good. That's it. Now turn your chest way forward. This is why we're doing all those side bends, right? So you just try to keep both sides of the body long. That's it. Turn your arm up. All right. And release. Unless you haven't done the other side. Beautiful, Miro. Try to turn the back side. Try to bring it forward a little bit so your chest is facing a little bit more forward. Okay? All right, release. Come into child's pose again. Relax. Recharge. That's it. That's it. Now try to turn the chest forward. Those in Oliver's group. Bring the left side of the chest forward a little bit. Okay. So once you have the bind, you just try to turn your chest a little bit more. All right. Now let's slowly come back up. Okay. So working the pigeon. So there's always some element of imbalance in some of these poses. So the idea is to find a way to anchor yourself down so you don't fall out of balance. And then this is what allows you to come into the posture more easily. So when you're doing the pigeon swan or the king pigeon, if your so we'll do the left leg first. So the left leg's in front. If your seat does not come down to the ground, make sure you have something underneath your seat, whether it's a block or it's a cushion or whatever. Okay, so you want to make sure that that side of the bent leg is down and anchored so that you don't lose your balance and tip over to one side. Okay, so left leg is in front. And then you want to move your back knee out to the left a little bit, so your knees are not aligned. Your left knee is a little bit closer to in front of the body. So when you take the foot up, you turn your foot out, flex the foot. And you want to take your thumb, press it into the roots of your toes, and your other fingers come to press against the outside of the toes. Now, try to lean back, bring your elbow back far behind the shoulder, and then you want to turn, just pull the elbow out to the side and then up. So it's a natural movement. You never want to torque your shoulder into weird ways, okay? So you're always going outward motion, following the same line of motion, the same natural movement of the shoulder, so you don't hurt yourself. If you want, you just take a strap and you wrap your strap around the foot and you work it this way. So you can pull your hands down along the strap until the head meets the foot. It's another way of approaching it. Okay, so make sure you're anchored down to the left side. That's it. Jessica, try to move your elbows a little bit closer together so that they're eventually come, yeah, okay? Good. Christina, move your knee out a little bit. Your left knee, it's a little bit close in. So if you move it out a little bit along the same line as the thigh or maybe a little bit out, you'll have a little bit more stability. Sandra, nice. Good. Good. Now try to lift your chest a little bit more, Sandra, and keep your elbows close to one another. Good. Nice. Okay. Try it on the other side if you haven't. Remember, work according to your condition. Like if you're not used to doing back bends for a lot of back bends in a row, so pace yourself accordingly. Okay, so. Sandra, try to get your right side of the seat down a little bit more. I feel it, I'm not sure if it's on the ground, yeah. Okay, so move your knee out a little bit more so that you can find more stability, okay? Yeah. All right, good. Beautiful, Kyung, nice. All right. And good. And release. Rest in child's pose again. Just keep visualizing yourself in whatever you're representing. So just try to get into their skin and just tap into their divine virtues and qualities. And when you imagine you're part of that, when you're comfortable, like when you connect with what they are, like whether it's a serpent, whether it's a dog or whatever, you just take on their virtues as well. And then coming back up. Good. All right. So now I'm going to work on Formidable face pose. Okay, Dandasana. So if you have a wheel is a good tool for this one as well. So you would roll forward, come down with your shoulders on the ground, and you need to just kind of roll until you find your way down with your shoulders, so you can hold the back edge of the wheel, the far edge of the wheel, and then you lift your legs up. This is more like Shavasana again, actually. Okay, so, but this is what helps you to eventually just find a shape and a balance. So just again, extend through the toes, try to get long through the lower back. Then you can bend your knees and bring your feet to the head. If you do not have a wheel, you can do it other ways. For instance, your hands underneath the thighs, you swing one leg, bend the toes under, swing one leg up, and then catch the thigh with your foot. And then just again, try to imagine someone's pulling on your foot and try to get it further up and further back. So no compression in the lower back. And then you switch legs. This builds a little bit of strength in the back body. So that's the idea. Try to get your legs a little bit straighter. That's it, yeah, good. Good, and bit by bit, you just try to walk your foot closer to your seat, so that the lower the foot comes down, or well, higher on the thigh, the more the leg will extend up. Beautiful, Alfonsina. Good. Bend your knees, that's it. Georgia, I feel that you can move your wheel a little bit closer in, like closer to your chest, and then you'll be able to get your feet closer to your head even, okay? Good. So you don't have to hold the wheel close to the ground, hold it more to the middle, like mid height of the wheel, and then you'll be able to come up higher. That's the idea, nice. Now really push into the arms, those in Oliva's group. Push into the arms and just, yeah, nice, good. Point the toes. Really just try to visualize the toes coming to the head. That's the idea. All right. Good. And again, relax when you need to. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's it, Sanja. Good. All right. So I'll show you a way to come into the Formidable face pose here. Dandasana. So your arms are close. They're sort of hugging the sides of the body. They're kind of pushing in towards the belly button. Hands are spread. Bring your chin down. Most of the weight. Actually, okay, let me rephrase that. So your elbows are squeezing into the waist. Raise one leg up, bend the toes under, and then see if you can lift the knee up off the ground.
Here you keep pressing the arms into the body, push into the ground with your heels, your palms, and see if you can get your foot to the thigh. Okay. And from there, you can extend both legs up.
Okay, so if you're really pushing with the heel of the palm, imagine you're pushing down into the ground and away a little bit. So you're trying to push the floor down and away from you. All right? And you hug the arms right into the body. Try not to weigh too much weight on the chin. It's more on the arms against the body. So use your contact points to get your strength to come up. Good. Push through the base of the toes. Try to get your knee up off the ground. That's it. And if you keep squeezing your arms towards the body and keep extending your head forward, keep strong through the arms so you don't topple forward. That's it, Georgia. Good. Just sink your chest a little bit. Okay? Got it. Yeah. Just try to sink down through the chest, push your chest down, and squeeze your arms by the body. Okay, so if your arms are out to the side a little bit, just try to pull them right in towards the body. Hug your body with your arms. That's it, Elena. That was really good. All right. That's it. Good, Miro. That's the idea. That's it, Kyung. Good. Now keep pushing down to the chest. Try not to jam up the back of the neck too much. Keep your arms close to the body. Hug your arms by the body, by the chest. That's it. Close your feet up a little bit, Kyung. There you go. Nice, beautiful shape. All right. And down. Good. Relax. Child's pose. So just pull your seat back, extend your arms way forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. All right. Now roll your way back up. All right, I'm going to show a couple of variations in Hanumanasana. These are pretty intense. Okay, so you know what? We're going to do Danirasana first. Okay, so we're going to come standing. We're going to stand on the left foot first. Different options. Okay, so you pull the right foot up close to your chest, and then you can come into your swan pose. So I find it easier to reach across the front so you can take hold of the foot. So you can place the foot in the arm. Again, the fingertips are close to the ear, so you can take your hands and just slip them to the other side of the head. Okay, so this is one option if you don't have quite the shoulder mobility to come into the full dancer. If you have the dancer, you can always come onto the wall first. Place your hand against the wall or whatever you have. Take the foot, turn the foot out. It's the same way as you enter, coming into like those king pigeons. Pull the elbow up and back, and then over the head. Okay, and then from here, can you see me? Well, I'll move it a little bit closer so you can see, or further back. Once you have the foot up, you bring the other hand to the foot, and you work on just trying to push the toes into the hands. So just try to push the foot towards the sky. Strong through the standing leg, and extend the chest up again. Okay, so if you're having trouble, place yourself against the wall, the edge of your body against the wall. So work progressively, take out one element of difficulty, and then once you have that nailed down, then you can work at finding the balance on your own. So you can just bring your body against the side, use a strap, whatever you need to do. That's it. Good. Good, Sandra. Nice. Now bring your shoulders up a little bit. Try to imagine your shoulders right in the same line as your hips. That's the idea. And then keep pulling your foot up. So imagine you're trying to push the foot right up to the sky. This is a challenging pose. Anchor down through the standing foot. Good, Kyung. So you're turning a little bit sideways a little bit here. Try to, square off the hips a little bit. That's it. That's it. And now just keep pulling the foot up. Good. It's coming. Good. All right. Make sure you try it on the other foot now. Remember, use a wall if you need to. There's no shame in doing this. So just, again, it's just working. Once you train yourself to do it solidly, then you can start to move away from the wall. That's it, Miro. Good. Now keep pulling the foot up. Straighten your arms. Pull the arms straight up. That's the idea. Good. Try not to lean forward. Try to keep your shoulders over your hips. If you lean forward, then that's why the leg bends a little bit and you don't, so, I mean, it's a beautiful version too, but if you're trying to get straight up, you have to try to keep your chest over your hips. Okay, and then you just pull your foot up higher and higher and higher. Okay, all right. All right. If everyone has had a chance to try that, now we're going to do it on the ground. So again, it's just taking these different poses and just working them and then just translating them into another orientation, basically. Okay, so Hanumanasana, when you have the full version with your hands to the feet, then it looks a lot like dancer, we just did. Okay, so to approach it, first of all, you just try to come into your Hanumanasana first. If you don't have a full Hanumanasana, you just keep working at that, and you just try to keep working your, like the king, the king poses like this. Right? If you can get into Hanumanasana. You take the foot. Again, the elbow comes back behind the shoulder, high as you can. And then the foot comes up. All right, so that's one version that you might know. Try to have your hips square and just try to keep solid so that you can eventually take your other hand. Eventually, you might be able to get your foot and tuck it underneath your head. Okay. I didn't do that very well, but you have to have your knee close to in line with the other knee. Okay, so you place your foot there underneath your head and press the base of the toes into the neck. Okay, just find the stability there. Now if you want to try to take the full pose, you'll be very flexible. Be careful of your back. Okay, so if you're very flexible, to come back. It's the same way as we did when we're doing the Kapiyasana, trying to get your foot to the ground. You lift your root up a little bit. Slide your to kind of slide your heel in a little bit. Lift your root up off the ground, and then push the fingertips down to the mat and bring the foot down. And then from here, you take the other hand over the head, find the foot or even find the arm, and then just start to slide your heel forward again. Eventually it would look like this. Okay, so as you're going back, lift your root up. Once you have your foot, take your other hand, either grab the elbow or grab the hands if you can, and then you slide your seat back down. So you have to have a strong Hanumanasana for this one. Okay, so you can give that a try, or you just work on either the Hanumanasana to get your Hanumanasana nice and solid, or you work on your Kapiyasana version. trying to get your foot down. Then when your seat comes forward, you're halfway there, more than halfway there. Beautiful, Kyung. Nice. Exit. Just work according to your condition and your comfort level. Just looking at like this is just, you know, just keep working. Just keep always going to the edge of your potential. And then you just keep defining a new edge every time you reach it. Every time you reach your threshold, you push it a little bit further and you keep going further, and then someday you just end up in a pose perhaps. That's it. That's it. Good. Hold one hand at a time, Georgia, instead of going both hands at a time. You can still do it, but it's a little bit more difficult, so just try one hand at a time to get the foot down and slide your foot out, and then you can start working on trying to get both hands and down, okay? Good. All right. Now, if you haven't done the other side, go to the other side. Again, take your rest as you need to. These are pretty intense poses. Oliver, I think try to even out your hips a little bit. I think one hip is a little bit forward of the other, so just try to square off your hips a little bit more. Pull the left hip back, that's it. Okay, then you'll have more steadiness. Sanjay, really nice. Nice, that's a good, solid Hanumanasana. Alfonsina too, nice. Good. All right. And let's take a rest. Child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. So the thing about yoga is it's an evolutionary process, and it keeps on growing. And you just have to use your imagination to find different forms and to find different ways of getting into poses. The more you practice, the more you find your own tricks to find your way into poses. But if you just, keep imagining your different forms and beautiful forms, that's how you make progress. So you just keep on envisioning, just keep cultivating your imagination to find different forms. Draw inspiration by looking at yoga books like Dharma Mitra's 608 poses in the booklet, or whatever, his 908 poses, and just, work from there. Okay. Now we're going to come back up. All right, I think we're going to just start to come out of back bend now. We've done a lot, so we're just going to do some counter poses now. All right, so just come into Tadasana first. Actually, we're just going to work gradually first. So let's just sit up straight in Dandasana, your feet in front, push out through the heels, and push your hands down on either side of the hips. Inhale, lift the body up, lift the chest, and hold the breath. Bring your chin onto the chest, contract the root muscles, Mula Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Keep the attention at the space between the eyebrows. And keep pushing out through the heels so much that even the heels come up off the mat. Sit very straight and tall. Exhale. Soften here. Now from here, we're going to take our feet into Tadasana. So bring the soles of your feet together like a long base. Bring the arms up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Cup your hands around the toes and bring your forehead to the feet. If you can't reach your head to the feet, you can, if you have a wheel or a block or stack your fists, you can rest your forehead against whatever you have, a block or a wheel. Just have your forehead in contact with something and bring your attention to the base of the spine. Visualize the spine growing longer on the inhale and wider on the exhale. So just allow your shoulder blades to fall away from one another on the exhale. Imagine your back rounded like a tortoise shell. Inhale, come back up. Slowly. Bring your knees together. Bring your toes up. Starting with easy Paschimottanasana, Sukha Paschimottanasana. Raise your arms up. Come forward, stretch. Feel as though you're trying to get your chest beyond your knees. Take hold of the feet. Push the base of the toes into the hands. Inhale, keep pushing your chest forward. Exhale, just pour more weight into the legs. Allow the forehead to go, the back of the neck to lengthen as you bring your forehead down towards the shins. You can alternatively hold your legs against the body. Just hold your opposite elbows underneath the knees. And slowly, very slowly, if you feel comfortable here, you want to go further, then just start to slide your feet out. If you want to go all the way into Paschimottanasana, then do so slowly. Each time you inhale, keep pushing your chest forward towards the knees. Each time you exhale, melt more weight into the legs. And lead with the chest. Try to get your chest forward. Lengthen the spine. Imagine you're trying to touch the top of the head to the front of the feet. And slowly come up. Good. So from here, bring your hands behind the back. Tanasana. So slide your knees a little bit, slide your heels in a little bit so your knees bend up, and then push into your hands, lift the hips, roll the thighs from towards one another so you get your toes down, and just stretch the whole front of the body. Try to get your chest up and your hips up as high as you can. Try to get your chest higher than the shoulders. It's like you're doing a reverse bow pose almost. Allow the head to drop back. And then come back down. Tuck the chin in, lower your seat down. Good. Now from here, going to open up the legs, come through the middle. So you can open up your legs to the extent that you can. Press your thumbs right at the top of the thighs where they join onto the hips. And if you find a hinge, this allows you to go forward a little bit more easily. Okay, so if you can find that hinge action, this allows you to eventually come down flatter. So gently roll the thighs a little bit inwards. Bring your hands in front. Inhale. Again, lead with the heart. Imagine your hollow scooping out your back a little bit, so the back is curved a little bit, arched, and just walk your hands forward bit by bit. And then see if you can get your forearms down onto the ground or close to the ground. And then walk a little bit further. Bring your hands a little bit further. So you can come down, and then just the result is just try to get your body, your spine as long as possible and your body as flat as possible. Walk your hands back towards your body. Now you're going to bring either the left foot in front of the root. If it doesn't bother your knee, you can fold it behind your body. Okay, so your legs are about 90-degree angle, your thighs. From here, we're going to come into a little bit of lateral stretch. So we're going to come forward first, as you take the right side seat and pull it back so your chest is centered over the knee. Reach the arms up and hinge forward, come over the front leg. Push through the base of the big toe. Imagine trying to get the inside of the leg as long as possible. And come back up halfway. Bring your right arm to the inside and just slide your shoulder along the inside of the leg. Okay, and then from here, you reach up with your left arm over your head. If you can find the foot, go ahead and take the foot. If you want to press your right hand, try to get your shoulder, the back of the shoulder, to press against the thigh. You can bring the right hand and press against the left thigh, and turn your chest up. If you want to go further, you can reach underneath the leg and hold the foot, hold the ankle, and pull yourself a little bit deeper. So as you pull on the right foot with your left hand and the left ankle with the right hand, you might be able to get your chest to turn a little bit more to the sky. Do this also with your leg folded in front, remember. That's the idea. Nice. Good. Pull on the foot, try to turn your chest a little bit more towards the sky. It's a really nice lateral stretch. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then slowly come back. Go to the other side, of course. So change your legs around. Right leg either folds back or in front. And then pull the left side of the seat back so that you can turn, so the center of the chest is over the knee. Reach up and come down over the left leg. And then come back halfway. Bring your left arm to the inside and just slide your left arm way forward in front of the left leg and press the back of the shoulder against the inner knee. Reach up with the right arm and drape your arm over the head. Perhaps it finds the foot if you can. Take hold of the foot and use your left hand to push into the right inner thigh. Use the back of the shoulder to press into the inner knee and then see if you can rotate your chest up. Again, you can slip your hand underneath your right leg and see if you can hold the ankle. And pull on both feet at the same time. Inhale, lengthen, keep drawing your body nice and long out of the tip socket. Exhale, turn your chest towards the sky. Slowly make your way out. Good. Now from here, going to do Danirasana. Fold the left leg back, right foot in the lotus. If this is uncomfortable for you, take your left leg forward and you can place your foot at the root of the body. So modify as you need to. Okay, you're going to the right first with the bind. Right arm comes around the back. Takes hold of the right foot or hand on a thigh or hold the shirt if you like. Left hand's the outside of the right knee. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Sit up tall. Exhale, turn to the right. Try to visualize the spiraling action of the spine all the way up from the base of the spine right to the base of the brain. Just keep visualizing the movement of the spine, the movement of the shoulder blades, everything. Slowly come back, go to the other side. Change your legs around. Everything done in a mindful, thoughtful, reverent way. So through imitation of these forms, we cultivate compassion. We learn to really admire the virtues of each and every form. And when we think of ourselves as one with that form, that's when we eventually find ease. And we move into the form and we hold the form with grace and steadiness and quietness. Slowly release, make your way onto your back for Shavasana. Ease your way down. Find your way onto your back. Now, in order to embrace the full extent of this deep healing technique, Shavasana, or this pose, to surrender completely, be receptive. Surrender not only physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Accept all the benefits and gifts of the practice with gratitude. Feel like you're a vessel, receiving everything. Allow all the tension, all the effort to drop out of the body. Just discard it. Allow it to just drop out of the body with the exhales into the ground. As you inhale, imagine like waves coming onto the beach, onto the sand. Feel as if all the benefits, the best, all the love that we put into the practice and that your colleagues put into the practice is coming right in, moving right into the body like those waves. As you exhale, imagine like the tide going off out of the sand. Imagine it taking away everything that you don't need or want. Negativity, illness, any kind of darkness. Anything that prevents you from feeling fulfilled, content. more you put out, the more you act with an intention of offering. And you stay in this type of mode of offering, the more you have coming to you. The more you draw in. So now imagine that all the benefits, the best that's coming in from everywhere is flooding into the body and directed straight to the spiritual heart, the residing place of God, that divine essence that resides within each and every being. And as a common thread that ties us all together, what you send in and what you bring and offer to God, you bring to all beings everywhere. Repeat to yourself 3 times the following sentence to ingrain it in your minds and hearts. I am forever growing in compassion and unconditional love. Through the asana practice that we exercise this in a physical way, through the manifestation of different forms, representation of different forms, through our own experience and bodies. So keep steady in the practice. Keep growing in love and compassion. And with that firmly ingrained in your mind and heart, prepare prepare to come back from Shavasana, or to come back into the body, find your awareness back. Bit by bit, feel the body awakening. The utmost gentleness and reverence and quietness. Make your way back to a seated position. Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace of God. All is within. This concludes our practice. Namaste. Thank you so very much for joining today.